these and I was like, is this a clown shoe store? Good morning. I've been trying to say good morning for far too long. This morning, it's not even morning. That's how long it's taking me. It's this afternoon. It is already afternoon. It's Tuesday, and today is a day that's been mostly dedicated, at least the morning so far, to catching up on a lot of work on Outgrapher. I think I can say that. I'm pretty sure I can get away with saying that. It's a name of one of the secret projects that hopefully we'll be able to share in the not too distant future. But I have a lot of work to do on it. I was pretty far behind. I'm getting caught up on that. I will continue to do that later tonight, but for now, we gotta see how life is going here in Paris. The sun is coming out, which is great because I have to run some errands. Kate is having some plumbing issues. Kate's life is just always falling apart in one way or another. Kate's having some plumbing issues in her apartment and asked if she could stay at the office for a few days. So I've got to go give her the keys so she can use that, which means that she'll be eating the rest of my HelloFresh meals for the week because I only have one set of keys. So at least she'll be well fed. That's really all we can truly hope for, is that Kate is well fed and has a safe place to sleep without poop on the walls. I certainly know about plumbing problems, and they're not fun. I don't wish them on anybody. So we have to go do that, as well as I would like to buy some more coffee. I'm out of my coffee from KB, which I miss. I have enjoyed the Frontline coffee from Jane. Thank you, Jane. But of course, I want to keep promoting these guys to support KB Coffee. And I'm sorry that you can't order this online anymore. Importing the stuff into America. Anywho, that, as well as I need to pick up prints for the print club for my patrons, so I can mail them their prints. They are ready. Postcard Club is still waiting because they take a lot longer to print and get here, so waiting on those still. Now, I wanted to show you around a little bit as well today and give you an insight into the mild improvements that I've been making. I've been making some progress on certain projects here in the Chateau, and I want to show you those, but like, this place is an absolute disaster. Can't see it because I'm standing in the way, but like, look at, like, it's just like, it's over there too. It's over there too. It's everywhere. This is absolutely unacceptable. How about, and voila. You know, you could do a cleaning montage, but I suppose it's so much more interesting to just skip ahead to the part where the room is clean. Tricky thing is, though, now that I've tidied up, cleaned, thrown some stuff away, whatchamahoots, I gotta go because I gotta drop these keys off for Kate. And so then we'll do some errands and come back, and I will show you more of this, because there's a lot going on. The lights look, I really like how the LEDs turned out. They just give nice little bursts of light down in the corners, but then you also have, a little bit of backlighting over here as well, which looks better when it's dark. So, when we come back, it'll be dark later, and we can see that a little bit better. But the one thing that does require daylight, not necessarily to show you, but it just requires daylight because that's how it works, are these delightful plants. Look at that herb. That's the one that's been like growing like crazy. Look at it. It's crazy. It's going nuts. Apparently, I am just going to go ahead and show you at least this part of the room. The coffee station was built to support my coffee addiction. I have my Chemex sitting here on a nice little cork. I haven't finished this yet. It's as yet unfinished, just dangerous, but it's complicated, so we'll get around to it. But as you can see, oh, there are no mugs. The mugs go there. Hold on. Got some mug storage. Coffee can go there. The AeroPress can sit there. I've got my scale there. In here is where I keep the filters, along with some delicious snacks. These guys are not entirely dedicated to anything yet. This one's kind of like readily usable items, like, my running earbuds, a lighter for the candle, Sam's pencil that he left behind and needs to come collect, that kind of stuff. I've got camera gear in here, just some light stuff like a light, a lens, cables, and other tools like my measuring tape and Leatherman. So that's nicely organized. Down here I've got sweaters because they take up lots of space, and some more cables for now. We'll get that figured out as time goes on. But that's more or less the coffee station. These are also not only just the plants, but I got finally, after a long last, oh, you can see the tripod there. I've been wanting to get monitors to do better audio editing, or at least to be aware, because I realized that computer speakers are obviously not great. My headphones are pretty good, but don't give you the full feel and the full capacity to, understand everything that's going on. Ever since I knew that KRK speakers existed, this is not a paid sponsorship or anything like that, but ever since I first listened to these monitors, these speakers, years ago, my dad introduced me to a friend of his. I sat in front of them and they had to peel me away from them. I love the way that they sound. And the idea is that you can hear everything when you're using them. I've been wanting them forever. I finally got them like maybe a week or two ago and put them in. The thing is that they do require a little bit more finagling because they need to be at basically the exact same level, angled in. There's some precision that needs to go into it, but I found some spare lumber not that long ago. So I'm hoping that I can actually build a stand for one of them so that this guy right here, instead of sitting on here with plants on top, which I realize, don't freak out, the plants won't live there forever, but instead of sitting there, it can actually sit in this space back here, and that way be at basically the same level as this guy, which I'll bring up just a little bit. And then both of them will be at the same level on either side of my head, and I'll be able to ensure that I don't screw up the levels too much, even if there's nothing I can do about wind from time to time. The eternal battle, and sirens, and squeaky Vaylee bike brakes. Speaking of which, I need to get my bike brakes checked. That's another errand that I might try to get done today. I'll go through, there are other things that are like partially finished that I'll show you when we get back. But there's a lot going on, or at least I feel like I have a lot to do in a short period of time before curfew drops. Curfew. I figured I'd bring a little bit of caffeinated vitamin well with me to leave behind, because I guess they're filming something this afternoon and might as well make sure they have enough energy to. Right? Right? You're right. The waiting line to see Kate is exceptionally long today. Hope she can get to me in time. Or quickly. Yeah, that's a joke, bad joke. People love bread. Sudeep. 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 Hola, senor. You've got such a mighty beard. It's overtaking your mask and just taking everything.
Well, you've seen the old.
Yeah, it's amazing. You're on your way somewhere?
Yep.
Okay, I'm here to give Kate something, but I brought you guys a little hydration. Was the plan. Not alcoholic, unfortunately. I have alcohol for you as well.
Don't worry.
But you know, you're a working man. You're in the middle of your working day.
Have you got play?
Oh yeah, finally got it.
Hey, going well.
Voila.
Ooh, thank you.
I have a whole bunch of these.
That is
Wow,
very
thank
sweet.
you.
Well, you know, I figured you might be missing out on them.
Thank you.
Since you're not hanging out with me as much anymore.
My apartment has flooded and I have to get my bathroom redone, so he's giving me the key.
Ooh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely do not need the hat. It is so incredibly warm out here. It's, I think, 65 degrees right now. 19 degrees Celsius is what it said. I gotta look that up. I don't remember exactly, but it's warm. I'm sweating under this mask. One of the perks to riding your bike too is that you don't have to wear a mask while you're riding. So if we start riding again, we can air out the mustache. That sounds terrible. Let's go. Also, don't forget to check out Pullman's delicious bread situation. I made a video about it. It's a fun video. If you like sourdough or just like artisanal French bread that's made in the brick oven, it's a good video. I like it. We'll see them again soon. I gotta go. The other thing that I realized as soon as I gave Kate the keys is that now I can't go pick up the Patreon supplies. So I've got to, I managed to rope her into finishing the envelopes for me as payment. Works out really well for me, at least, and for both of us. It works out really well for both of us. Anyways, I do still need to pick up the prints, so I'll go get those right now. Coffee from Back in Black, van move brake check, and I guess that's it because we don't have to go by the apartment anymore. So that sounds very doable. Whoa, and they finished construction over here. I have to go back and check this out. I'm really excited for that. But anyways, back to the errand. All right, well, they're gonna take a look at it and I'll come back and get it. I don't know if I ever recorded the sound of the brakes on here. Oh, you definitely did hear them actually in one video. I think the day before I went in for my visa renewal meeting. It was in the very last shot for sure. Ugh. Terrible sound. So anyways, hopefully they're gonna get that fixed. It's about 1 kilometer to where the prints are, so I'll go get those. And Back in Black's on the way, so I think I'll actually go straight to Back in Black, grab some coffee, and then we're making progress. I just have to stop for a second because I noticed these, and I was like, is this a clown shoe store? And then you keep going, and oh my goodness. Why yes, I think this is a clown shoe store. Holy smokes. I will not be going in there. 405. Already closed. No. Coucou. Allez ami. Désolé pour te déranger. Bah, j'ai voulu que juste acheter un peu de mon café quoi. Si je peux. J'ai essayé quelques fois et pas bien réussi donc ça va. Ouais, on aura plutôt à la demande. They're always so nice. They gave me some like shortbread cookies, which I wanted to eat right then and there, but I'll save them at least for 5 more minutes. Okay, so we got coffee. If you are into the coffee, they've been running out of stock, which is a great thing, but they are back in stock and they're gonna stock up here now. Obviously, if you come to Back in Black tomorrow, you can get some and then they'll have some sent to KB by Friday. So by Friday afternoon, if you're up in the 9th or the 18th, somewhere in the north of Paris, KB Coffee, their original spot, is gonna be closer to you. This should be available by the weekend. Whew. I'm so excited, I love that coffee. Okay, anyways, I gotta pick up some photos, my bike, and then we gotta get home before curfew. It's deceptive now that the sun stays out so long. You can't trust on darkness to tell you it's time to go home. And while I'm out and about, of course, thanks to Tekela Tarvin, today's patron producer. Really appreciate you being here, sending me out to do these delightful errands, including picking up some photos now for my patrons. Is that recursive? Like, is that some sort of cycle? Anyways, let's get those photos. Excellent. Au revoir. Success. This is thick. Man, I don't know what I expected. Got a lot of photos in here. Yeah, photo prints on their way to some of you special lot. A toot to sweet. Speaking of toot to sweet, I just realized I also have another thing that couldn't be delivered to my house that's going into my house. It's an apartment, chateau, whatever. And so we got to get back in time before the post office closes because they get very upset when you show up at the last minute, as I discovered not that long ago. So let's go get the bike. Ok. C'était où il est? Peut-être il y a eu quelque chose. Oh yeah, all fixed. Good to go. I'm ready to rock. I really enjoy this bike. It's just not a good thing when you hit the brakes and they squeal. Anywho, that's the fastest way home from here. Success. This thing is way bigger than I expected it would be. Like, holy cow. This thing's a monster. I don't think it's actually this big inside. So this is a random fact about the French Post. They hate rolly things, so they have these little extra boxes that they'll make you pay for to send rolly things through the mail. They do exist and it is possible, but you may run into somebody who says it doesn't exist and it's not possible, which is the common default refrain in situations like that, which we can talk about some other time. But yeah, it is a thing. You just gotta pay a little extra for it. This is going on the wall. Right back here. I've been wanting to put something up. For a long time I had the Sea of the Unknown map up back there, but I was gonna put this over here. I've got something else to go over there, which we'll get it all figured out. But I've gone through a couple of different ideas for maps. There was a really cool old, I don't know how old, colonial map that I found at a book in East once that I really wanted to get and I just missed my chance. It just looked really neat, like a piece of history. And then of course I thought, well, I'd love to have a map of Paris, but then it's like, well, I live in Paris. Like I still want to have a map of Paris. Not that I don't want one, but I see maps of Paris all the time. What I really kind of want to do, especially because we're stuck, we can't travel, we can't go anywhere, I want to feel connected with where I'm from a little bit as well. Because even though I live here and this is my home now, I still, have my connections around the globe. And so, let's see if I can do this without accidentally cutting the... Actually, can I peel the tape off? You can do it. I can do anything. Tape can do better. I can do anything better than tape. Maybe not. Looks like it's not damaging anything at least. Oh, it is damaging the paper just a little bit. So let's not do that. Abort. A kingdom for a knife. Where's my knife? Voila. This feels bigger than I was expecting, for sure. Oh, wait, is this a protective outer paper? That's why. I was gonna say, this thing is monstrous. Now I don't feel so bad about wrecking the paper. Voila. It's my hometown. What's really funny about this is that I got this from Mapiful. Which is the place that advertises this stuff all the time. So just because it was really easy and straightforward and looks good. It was a simple choice. I got a nice dark blue that I thought would go well in here. What was really funny is that when you go to their website and you look at all the defaults, it's Paris, Rome, London, New York, big cities like that take up the entire map and you have to kind of figure out what to do. And then you go to a little town like this and just bloop, it just sits right there. And if you look at it, you can actually see where I grew up, which is right about there. This is where the house I grew up in is. That's pretty cool. I like it. And I've shared that I have this kind of like weird fantasy of going back and spending a summer and just writing in my hometown, which I might do someday. I'd like to. When we're allowed to move and roam free. Now the trick is that on this wall, I want to put it up in like a frame. Oh, that's pretty good. It's not straight. I recognize that. But I think the size is about right. So at least I did a good job of that. The thing is that this is where I walk. So like if I get a frame, it has to be ultra thin so I don't accidentally like hit it with my elbow or my hip or knee or whatever joint you want to pick while I'm coming down the stairs. So I was thinking originally that I might just put this up as it is, but I would like to find a tiny little frame for it. I don't know, it's gonna go up soon. I also gotta flatten it out. So that's that. Let me give you a quick tour of the other projects that I'm working on so you have an idea of what's happening, and then we'll do like a real full-on, like updated Chateau video one of these days soon. This wall over here, next to where the books are and above the light here, is where I had the map of the unknown for a while, but like these little clippy things weren't holding it up very well. Paint is not very good for adhesives unless they're like full-on command strips. So instead, I've been collecting some old photos and I'm gonna put these, family and friend photos up when I'm done with that. There's an old Mercy Ships postcard right there, which is cool, and some Mercy Shippers right there. Friends, family, more family and friends and family and family and family. Anyways, you get the idea. And then this guy, if you'll remember, I have my 50,000 subscriber cork here because YouTube doesn't give you a play button until you have 100,000 subscribers, which I don't know that I'm ever going to get to. However, 50,000 is a big deal. And thank you so much for subscribing. Hint, hint, if you haven't subscribed yet. Oh yeah, I haven't also been asking for you to like the video lately either. I'm not a very good YouTuber, which is probably why I don't have 100,000 subscribers. But in the meantime, I've got my own little shadow box here. So I'm gonna create my own cork play button. So it's the 50K cork play button, which I celebrated with a bottle of champagne. I didn't just dig this cork out of the trash. And so that's gonna go in here. I just gotta make a little design for the center, and I have a way of mounting it, or at least I think I do. I'll create one. And that should look pretty sick. Sweet, lit, legit, whatever. We already explained this madness. The desk has a few more things that need to be done, but we'll get there. The stair lights are looking pretty great, to be honest. And we can see what it looks like without that purple. Hey, turn off the lights. It looks really nice. And of course you can change the colors as long as you're pointing it at the little receiver, you know, or you can just make it like, do whatever this button does and then make it fade. You can see how we ran it up along the side here and it doesn't look too bad. In all honesty, it's a marvel of safety. I think I'm generally gonna leave it on orange because it matches really well with the purple, and the purple's a great like background color. So, you know, we'll play with it. I have fun with it. It's nice. That pretty much brings you up to speed between like the plants. There's another plant over there that I'll introduce you to later when we do the full tour. The lights, which I still would like to add a couple more lights in here. Of course, there's always room for more lights. Monitors, which will get remounted. The plants, which will have really their place established soon. And then we'll make a coffee station video. And Gilly's fine. Don't worry. Gilly's still here. Everything's good. But yeah. And then of course this wall will have a map of Pullman on it here soon, which is probably super random for the few of you that hadn't even knew that Pullman existed. I think that gives you a good overview though of everything that's been going on. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed wandering around a little bit, doing some errands with me. It feels very productive. I do need to edit this, put it together. I also need to eat. I'm very hungry, so I need to eat, edit this, and then I have some more other work to do tonight, so it's gonna be another late one. Hopefully not that late, because I gotta get up early and go for a long run. I'll figure it out. In the meantime, I hope you're doing all right, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for some more of this really ridiculously warm February weather here in Paris.